everyone, it's Jen with Caketastic Cakes, and I'm going to show you how I made a gum paste Dratini cake decoration. And if you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing because it helps me out. Now to begin my Dratini, he's quick, he's easy, he's an adorable little Pokemon. There's a lot of new Pokemon games and things going on right now with Scarlet and Violet, so I thought it would be fun to make this. I'm going to take some light blue, it's actually sky blue gum paste, and I rolled it out into a big old tadpole shape. So it's got a really long tail, a very little round head, and I'm going to spike it onto a lollipop stick. I don't use any toothpicks or anything like that. Lollipop sticks are safe for kids to bite into, should they grab it and take a bite. Now, I also get asked a lot if I could use fondant for this, and yes, you could. You would just need to treat it with some CMC powder or Tylose powder first. But I don't see any reason why you couldn't in this situation. Anyway, I'm using gum paste, so I'm taking white gum paste, rolling it out really thin, and as you can see, it's rounded at the end and tapered. It's not quite thin enough, so I'm going to round it off some more. I'm just using my X-Acto knife and paint a little bit of water onto the back of it once I have the size I like, and then I'm going to place it on there. His head is nice and round on top, as you can see, so you want the white to start below his neckline. It doesn't start right at the bottom of his chin. He does have a little gap between the two. I'm going around the lollipop stick there and just down around the length of his body. I'm using the back of my thumbnail to just kind of smooth in the edge so it blends in a little bit better with the blue. And now I'm taking another piece of white, making kind of an oval shaped ball out of it, an oblong ball, and basically cut it in half so it's nice and flat on one side. But you want it wider than it is high. And then stick it on his face, but keep it on a little on the lower side. On each corner of that muzzle that you put on there, make a couple little hollows, little oval shaped hollows for his eyes. They should be more flat along the bottom and very domed at the top. Fill them in with a couple pieces of light brown gum paste. You're going to add some black for his pupils, and the pupils fill up most of his eyes. He only has a little bit of the brown showing, so be generous with it. This is going to be, I'm going to call them his ears. They are kind of tough to make, but I ended up with this shape. It's kind of like a fan or a wave. It sort of reminds me of the old Star Trek show. The Klingons, I think, had a weapon sort of shaped like this. But I'm going to put a couple indentations to separate the bottom from the top. So the top is one big spike, and the bottom section is like two little spikes. You can see it in the picture in the corner. It's hard to explain. But once I had a good size and a good shape, I flipped it over, copied it onto another piece of white gum paste, and traced it out. I had to trim it down a little to make it fit. But again, I'm just pressing down to separate the two areas. So I have the one spiky area up top that is lower than the two spiky parts on the bottom. And because I flipped it over, now they're opposite sides, but they're equal. So opposite but equal, as if that has ever worked. Okay, so I'm using a little bit of water, pressing them on. And now he needs his little white spot in the middle of his head. Make sure you keep it small. It's actually very tiny if you look at pictures of him. Going to add two large highlights at the top corners of his eyes, the top inner corners, and teeny tiny highlight, like seriously, teeny tiny little highlight on the bottom outside corner of each eye, like that little tiny dot. You're going to see that's it. That's the highlight right there. But it's all you need. It's perfect. And if you put him on both eyes, your Dratini's done. He's easy and he's super cute. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe. As I said, it really does help me out as well. I've got a ton of other videos out there, as well as other Pokemon, other video game characters, so check those out. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.